Welcome to Daily Football News, where passion meets the pitch. From explosive transfer stories to behind-the-scenes drama and all the action lighting up Europe's biggest stages, we've got you covered. So sit back, hit that like button, and let's jump straight into today's top football headlines. On home soil, Inter Miami wasted no time taking control. The Pink Wave pressed high, dominated possession, and created chance after chance, but it wasn't until the 39th minute that they finally broke through. A lovely pass from Baltasar Rodriguez released Lionel Messi into the box. With that trademark left foot, he curled a perfect shot into the far corner. 1-0. Vintage Messi. Early in the second half, the Argentine turned provider. His inch-perfect long ball found Jordi Alba sprinting into space down the left. The Spaniard coolly lifted it over the keeper to double the lead. Moments later, Luis Suarez joined the party. The Uruguayan pounced on a poor clearance and smashed home a ruthless volley to make it 3-0. Then deja vu, but in reverse. Alba this time sent a long diagonal ball toward Messi, who controlled it beautifully with his chest before firing a low shot past the keeper. 4-0, game over. With this dominant win, Inter Miami closed in on second place in the Eastern Conference standings, sitting fourth overall in MLS 2025. Individually, Messi continues his reign at the top of the Golden Boot race now with 26 goals this season. In Lisbon, Portugal left it late, very late, to grab a dramatic 1-0 win over Iceland in their 2026 World Cup qualifier. For over 70 minutes, the hosts completely dominated, but couldn't find a way past Iceland's resilient defense. Then came their golden chance. A handball by Dara O'Shea gave Cristiano Ronaldo a penalty in the 73rd minute. But in a shocking twist, Kelleher guessed right and denied it. It looked like Portugal were heading for a frustrating draw until Ruben Neves rose highest in stoppage time to head home. João Cancelo's cross and send the crowd into euphoria. The win keeps Portugal perfect with 3 wins from 3, sitting comfortably atop Group F with 9 points. Elsewhere, Spain eased past Georgia 2-0, maintaining their 100% record in Group E as they move closer to securing their World Cup 2026 spot. What happened in Norway's clash with Cyprus could have been taken straight out of a football movie. Just 5 minutes in, Erling Haaland stepped up to take a penalty. Everyone expected the net to bulge, but keeper Daniel Peretz pulled off a stunning save. VAR ruled that Peretz had stepped off his line, giving Haaland a retake. Surely, not twice, right? Wrong, he missed again. 2 penalties, 2 misses, same keepers. And if there's one thing Haaland doesn't do, it's sulk. The Predator switched back into beast mode. By the 27th minute, he got his revenge, finishing coolly from Alexander Sørloth's assist. Then the floodgates opened. Haaland struck again in the 63rd and 72nd minutes, both created by the dazzling Antonio Nusa, sealing a crushing 5-0 win for Norway. That hat-trick takes Haaland's international tally to 51 goals in just 46 appearances. Truly staggering numbers for a 25-year-old still hungry for more. Inter Miami are reportedly cooking up something huge, a plan to bring Neymar to the United States, reuniting him with Messi and Suarez to recreate the legendary MSN trio that once terrorized Europe at Barcelona. According to Global, Miami representatives have already flown to Brazil to meet Neymar, whose contract with Santos expires in December 2025. Life at Santos has turned sour for the Brazilian star. Constant injuries and the fans' growing frustration have made his return home feel more like a cage than a comfort. With his eyes still fixed on the 2026 World Cup, Neymar is desperate for a change, and Miami see this as the perfect opportunity. With Busquets and Alba nearing retirement, the club have one designated player slot left, and they want to use it on Neymar. If the deal goes through, we could witness something historic. The return of Messi, Suarez, and Neymar on the same pitch after nearly a decade. And just like that, MLS might step into a new era, one led by legends. Real Madrid are holding their breath after Kylian Mbappé pulled out of France's squad to return to Spain for treatment on an ankle injury. In the match against Azerbaijan, Mbappé still found the net but limped off in the 83rd minute after the pain flared up again. According to L'Équipe, he asked to be subbed off and headed straight to the dressing room. The French Football Federation confirmed that Mbappé won't feature against Iceland and will undergo medical tests upon his return to Madrid. Coach Didier Deschamps insists the injury isn't serious, but Real aren't taking any chances. Mbappé is in scorching form, 10 goals in 10 games, and the upcoming schedule is brutal. Getafe, Juventus, Barcelona, and Liverpool all await. A setback now could derail Xabi Alonso's carefully laid plans in what could be a defining month for Los Blancos. Tension is rising in Barcelona as Pedri continues to be used by Spain's national team just days before El Clásico. While Lamine Yamal and Dani Olmo have already withdrawn due to injuries, coach Luis de la Fuente has kept Pedri in the squad for two relatively easy qualifiers against Georgia and Bulgaria. Barca's coaching staff are furious. The midfielder has only just returned from injury, and the club fear he's being pushed too hard. With El Clásico around the corner, every minute he plays for Spain feels like a gamble. Once again, the familiar club versus country tension is heating up, the national team chasing results, the club protecting its assets, and the player caught in the middle wanting to give his all for both. But if Pedri breaks down again, Barcelona will have every right to be angry. El Clásico isn't just a game, it's pride, legacy, and emotion, and sometimes one extra sprint can cost you an entire season. There's more bad news in Madrid. The Argentine FA has confirmed that Franco Mastantuono has withdrawn from the national team due to a left thigh injury, leaving Real Madrid increasingly concerned. The 7-year-old recently trusted by Xabi Alonso with regular minutes has impressed everyone with his pace, flair, and maturity beyond his years. He was set to feature in friendlies against Venezuela and Puerto Rico, but those plans are now off as he returns to Spain for medical evaluation. Argentina's medical team says it's just muscle fatigue, nothing too serious. Still, Real Madrid are being cautious, especially since Mbappé is already sidelined. Two injury scares in the same week have raised alarms at the Bernabeu, and with a packed fixture list ahead, the pressure is mounting on Alonso to keep his stars fit for the battles to come. According to reports from Brazil, the Brazilian Football Confederation, CBF, is preparing to extend Carlo Ancelotti's contract before the 2026 World Cup even begins. The Italian tactician's current deal runs until the end of the tournament, but the CBF's new leadership wants to secure long-term stability for the national team and avoid any uncertainty once the World Cup is over. Under Ancelotti, Brazil have shown promising form in recent friendlies, reigniting belief among fans after a difficult few years. The 5-year-old has also expressed a desire to stay on and continue building a new generation of Brazilian stars. Ancelotti enjoys a close working relationship with CBF's executive director Rodrigo Caetano, one of his most trusted allies within the federation. If extended, Ancelotti would make history, becoming the first foreign coach ever to lead Brazil through 2 consecutive World Cups, a landmark moment for the 5-time world champions and a new chapter in the story of Brazilian football. According to La Gazzetta dello Sport, Napoli are back in the race for Kobbie Mainoo, the young English midfielder from Manchester United. The Serie A side had already approached United last summer, but a deal never materialized. Mainoo, born in 2005, wanted to stay and fight for his place at Old Trafford. However, things have shifted. Under Ruben Amorim, Mainoo is no longer a guaranteed starter and now fears losing his spot in England's 2026 World Cup squad. Napoli see this as the perfect opening. They're preparing a loan offer for the rest of the season, complete with guarantees over playing time, a proposal that might appeal to United, who want Mainoo to gain more experience in a competitive European league. For Napoli, Mainoo could be the missing piece to revitalize their midfield, which has struggled badly in the early stages of the Serie A campaign. Bruno Fernandes has admitted he's not ruling out a future move to Saudi Arabia, even though he remains happy at Manchester United for now. At 31, Bruno has spent 6 seasons at Old Trafford and continues to be the heartbeat of the team, but his long-term future is now under the spotlight, especially with Al Hilal reportedly ready to offer him an eye-watering £700,000 per week to join the Saudi Pro League. Al Ittihad and Al Nassr are also interested, while United manager Ruben Amorim is believed to be preparing for a possible future without his captain. Still, Bruno intends to stay until at least the end of the 2025-26 season, and possibly reassess his options after the World Cup. I just want to enjoy football, focus on my national team, and keep performing for United, he said. His current contract runs until 2027 with an option for an additional year. Sandro Tonali has suddenly become one of the hottest names in European football, and Juventus are leading the chase to bring him home. According to Sky Sport Italia, Juve see Tonali as the Italian soul. Their midfield has been missing. Under sporting directors Damian Comoli and Giorgio Chiellini, the Turin Giants are plotting a move to bring the 5-year-old back to Serie A as early as January. Tonali, currently at Newcastle United, earns around €7 million per year plus bonuses, a figure that would normally break Juve's wage structure. But the club is reportedly willing to stretch their limits to welcome the new Pirlo back to Italy. Meanwhile, AC Milan, his former club, are quietly monitoring the situation, while Manchester United remain in search of a creative anchor for their midfield. For Tonali, Juventus could represent redemption, a chance to reconnect with his roots, restore his identity, and revive Italian pride on the biggest stage.